Star Wars 7x7 episode 2195. Seems like an odd number for a milestone episode, but hey, that's just the way it works out sometimes. It is the 6th anniversary of Star Wars 7x7 today. Punch it! Hey Rebel Rouser, I'm Alan Voivod and this is Star Wars 7x7, your daily dose of Star Wars joy for 6 years and running. And thank you so much for joining me for it. Thank you today and every day, and especially today, of course, because it is the 6th anniversary of the podcast debut. It's back on July 7th of 2014 with 3 or 4 episodes in the bank and a dream of doing a Star Wars podcast once a day for the immediate future. I set off on this journey, and as I have said in previous anniversary and milestone episodes, if you had said to me then that 6 years later I would be here with nearly 2,200 episodes, well, yeah, I would have said, I guess that's the goal, because it's just one foot in front of the other. That's how it goes. But without you, there is no reason to do this. I mean, yeah, Star Wars, of course, by itself is a good reason to do a podcast, but without you listening, then there is no point. And I've been thinking about this, especially in light of everything that's going on in the world right now and here in the United States in specific. There are a lot of larger, heavier things that require our attention. And I'm not going to get political on this particular episode of the show, but suffice it to say that I've given a lot of thought to the idea of whether continuing to do a Star Wars podcast is the right thing to do when there are so many other important things taking up our time and attention and that are so deserving of our time and attention. And what I keep coming back to is the fact that at the same time, we would all go a little bit crazier if we didn't have outlets to give ourselves a break from everything else that is going on that is so deserving and demanding of our attention, to at least take a little bit of a break, take a breather, to reset, to relax a little bit before charging back into everything that we have to handle in our daily lives. So why not Star Wars? Why not this podcast? And why not you and me going through it? So thank you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you especially to the patrons of the show who have supported me throughout the years, and particularly in this case today for Andy and Jacqueline and Rachel Ann, who are all new patrons of the show. In Andy's case, he is back as a returning patron. Jacqueline and Rachel Ann are new patrons and supporting me in delivering this daily dose of Star Wars joy, and I'm so grateful to you for the support. And if you're a listener of the show who is not yet a patron and you think that this daily dose of Star Wars joy is worth at least $1 a month to you, just the spare change that you have kicking around in your car cup holders or your mason jars or what have you, then I hope you will consider going to patreon.com/SW7x7 and support me in delivering this daily dose of Star Wars joy to you and to people around the world. Right now, this podcast has been downloaded in 159 countries, so close to 160, and a whole host of other incorporated territories and all those other funny geographical classifications and whatnot. Still holding out for Antarctica. Haven't seen that one yet. It's gonna come someday. I know it will. And as far as the past year goes, you probably wouldn't be surprised to hear that for the top 10 most downloaded episodes of the show, Rise of Skywalker factored into 9 of the top 10. And in fact, it was a book-related one. I was like, wait a minute, a book-related one made the top 10? That was a little bit of a surprise, but it was because it was about Resistance Reborn and its ties to the Rise of Skywalker, so that kind of made sense. Only one episode that was not Rise of Skywalker related made it into the top 10 for downloads this year. And if you had to guess, what would you think it would be about? It's hard to quiz you in this case. So you've had a couple of seconds to think about it. I'm going to give you the answer now. It is about the child. Yes, the Mandalorian episode where the child is revealed. That was in the top 10 of downloads for this past year. And as far as what the next year holds, well, I gotta say, even though Star Wars Celebration was canceled and apparently there is no, replacement event that Reed Pop or Lucasfilm will be putting on in its place, there are still a lot of big Star Wars things that are happening that are in the works. Of course, we already know about the Taika Waititi film that's been confirmed by Lucasfilm. We just don't know when it's happening yet. And we know that the 2022, 2024, and 2026 movies are still on the calendar, so something is going to be getting in the works with those soon, or something's going to get rearranged, but news will definitely be coming. We know The Mandalorian Season 2 is coming in October. We know that work is going to get underway for the production of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series and the Cassian Andor series. We know that Leslie Headland has been given a series to develop, and we don't necessarily know the details about that just yet. And heck, there may be more in the works. In fact, there probably is more in the works, right? From the live action series perspective, I mean. Also, from the animation side, the presumption is that something is in the works that we're going to get later this year. And we've talked about the fact that animation folks are saying, yeah, we're still going strong regardless of, the whole coronavirus shutdown business. So, they can work remotely and do their thing. So animation is still moving along. We had a little bit of a hiccup with novels, but it seems like we're back on track to some degree. Shadowfall just came out. We're going to have Freefall, the Poe Dameron novel, coming soon. And we've got the Thrawn Ascendancy novel joining us a month early, actually, coming out in September or October. The High Republic stuff has been pushed out to 2021, but that's okay. That's, sometimes it happens, right? And eventually comic book production is going to get going also. We have Star Wars Squadrons coming in October with a single-player story, and gosh, what else? What else? Oh, Tales from the Galaxy's Edge, the virtual reality thing coming to the Oculus Quest. That's coming sometime later this year as well. And then, of course, there's the From a Certain Point of View Part 2. That's the 40th anniversary anthology set of short stories that'll be coming out celebrating The Empire Strikes Back. So you remember they did that for Star Wars. Well, they're doing that again for The Empire Strikes Back, which is very cool. So yes, there is a wealth of Star Wars storytelling that's coming down the line, and I am thrilled and humbled and honored, as always, to be able to share the discovery of this storytelling with you and to continue on this podcasting journey with you. So once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart on behalf of Brainstormer Lonnie and Quizmaster Joe and Scorekeeper Declan, who make this possible every single day. On behalf of Studio Manager Indy and Studio Intern Kato and Video Production Assistant Padme. I'm so grateful to all of them, the pets included, for making this endeavor possible for me to be able to talk with you about Star Wars storytelling and breaking news on a daily basis. All right. On to year 7. Oh, man. Hopefully we've got some very interesting surprises in store for you. But for now, that is going to do it for today's episode of the show. Thank you so much for joining me for it, as always. Keep wearing your masks, and may the Force be with you, wherever in the world you may be.
Is not endorsed or sponsored yet by Lucasfilm Limited, Disney, or 20th Century Fox, and is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Star Wars, the Star Wars logo, all names and pictures of Star Wars characters, vehicles, and any other Star Wars-related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Lucasfilm Limited or their respective trademark and copyright holders. May the Force be with them. All original content is copyright 2020 by Star Wars 7x7. We hope you love it.